Welcome to the Explainer. We're diving into something really powerful today. This idea of turning deep emotional pain into actual personal power. And we're going to do it by following this fascinating allegorical journey of a character named Princess Maria Sophie, as she goes from total crisis to, well, sovereignty.
So, let's get right into it. How do you turn pain into power? It's a question almost all of us have to face at some point, right? After a really profound loss. Well, what we're going to explore here is a way to reframe that crisis. It's not the end of the story. It's actually the raw material for this incredible alchemical transformation of yourself.
Okay, so let's meet our heroine, Princess Marie Sophie. Her story kicks off as she's recovering from what the source material calls a rough ride, and that's putting it mildly. We're talking about a deep, personal loss that has just completely shattered her inner world. It's forced her to look at the very foundations of who she is.
And at the heart of her crisis is this breakdown in something psychologists call identity work. Now, what's that? It's basically the continuous balancing act we all do between who we really are on the inside, our authentic self, and the role we play out in the world. When a major loss comes along and just shatters that balance, your whole internal system starts flashing these giant red warning lights. It's a critical error.
So how does that system send out its SOS signal? Well, the first and maybe the most urgent message often comes from a place you might not expect. It's the body, and it speaks a language that is pretty much impossible to ignore.
And the source material makes this incredible point, that physical pain? It isn't the enemy we need to silence. It's a message that we need to decode. It's our own psyche literally forcing us to look at something we can't, or won't, put into words. This is the moment. This is our chance to take all that destructive energy of suffering and alchemize it, transform it into a powerful, productive life force.
So, what's the goal here? It's all about getting to this state of inner balance, a personal flow state. Think of it like this. Your mind is the pilot, steering with total clarity. Your heart, that's the engine, giving you all the drive and power. And your gut, that's your compass, pointing you in the right direction. When you get those three working in perfect harmony, well, you're pretty much unstoppable.
And this quote just nails it. When you get into that harmony, your unconscious becomes a locomotive. What a great image, right? It's powerful enough to clear any obstacle from your path. It's not just about feeling a little better. It's about tapping into this massive, deep, unconscious force that can literally propel you forward.
Okay, so to get to that place of healing, the princess has to do something really brave. She has to confront a super powerful archetype, one that has been used for centuries to shame and silence women who dare to step out of line, the mad woman.
We all know this figure, right? From books, from movies. The woman banished to the attic. The one who's just dismissed as being hysterical or totally irrational. But here's the big question. What if she's not a symbol of failure at all? What if she's a symbol of incredible resistance? The source here suggests we can completely reframe this entire idea.
And what's really cool is how the source connects this to modern pop culture, specifically Taylor Swift's music. It's a perfect example of reclaiming this archetype for a new generation. The attic, it's not a prison anymore. It's a space for reflection and planning. The madness, that's just a totally rational reaction to being systematically gaslit. And revenge, it's not some wild, chaotic outburst. It's a focused, strategic reclamation of your own power.
And this lyric just says it all. No one likes a mad woman. You made her like that. It perfectly captures this whole idea. The madness isn't some flaw inside her. Nope, it's a direct response to the pressure that was put on her. And that completely reframes her anger. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's a legitimate, powerful tool she can use to reclaim her own identity.
All right, let's go a little deeper now. We're getting into the psychological core of all this pain. We're talking about the collapse of a really significant relationship. And what happens when that goes down? It's not just the relationship that collapses. It's our own inner ideals, too.
Have you ever felt like you lost a part of yourself after a breakup? It's such a common feeling, right? And according to Jungian psychology, there's a very specific reason for that. It's all rooted in two really powerful concepts that are working away in our unconscious.
So, what are they? They're called the anima and the animus. Basically, the anima is the unconscious idealized feminine side within a man, and the animus is the unconscious idealized masculine side within a woman. Now, here's what happens. When we meet someone we think is our soulmate or twin flame, we often project these perfect inner parts of ourselves onto them.
They become the perfect container for all the qualities we think we're missing.
So what happens when that person leaves? The projection shatters, and the incredible, immense pain we feel, it's not just about them. We are literally mourning a lost connection to an essential part of our own soul that we had outsourced to them.
Okay, so understanding why it hurts so much is a huge first step. But that's the diagnosis. What's the cure? How does our princess actually start doing the work, the alchemical work, of turning all this pain into life-giving energy?
Well, the source lays out this incredible four-stage alchemical process. First, you've got disintegration. That's the painful collapse of everything you thought you knew. Next comes death, which sounds intense, but it's a process called kenosis. It just means you completely let go of your ego's need to be in control. Then, from those ashes, comes resurrection. You start to build a new, more authentic self. And finally, integration. You bring all those scattered parts of yourself back together into a new, harmonious whole. Now, to get through this whole journey, the source suggests we need to balance two kinds of metaphorical energies. I love this. First, you have beer energy. Think of it as grounding, communal, earthy, powerful. Then you have tea energy. This is more inspiring, reflective, visionary. And the key is, to become truly whole, you need both. You need that raw power and that quiet, contemplative wisdom.
And this whole journey, it doesn't just end with healing. Oh no, it culminates in something much bigger, an ascension. The princess, after integrating all her pain and all her power, doesn't just go back to who she was. She transforms into a sovereign queen.
And what does it mean to be sovereign? Well, it's built on 4 key pillars. First, authenticity, defining yourself from the inside out. Second, recognition. You're not just authentic in a vacuum, you earn validation through what you do in the world. Third, communicative flexibility. You stay open, you keep learning. And finally, and this one is so important, paradox management. This is the superpower of being able to hold 2 contradictory feelings, like deep pain and immense power, at the very same time, without falling apart.
When you really boil it all down, this whole alchemical journey is an act of profound self-love. I love this quote from the source. Love is the glutamundi, the glue of the world. But, and this is the key, that glue has to be directed inward first, to heal what's broken inside. It's all about integrating every part of yourself, the pain, the anger, the hopes, the ideals, into one powerful, whole person.
So, what does the princess's journey teach us? It shows us that a devastating loss can actually create the space for a deeper, even indestructible connection to ourselves. It's about learning how to transform the shadows of the past into the fuel for a sovereign future. So, that locomotive of your soul we talked about, it's ready to go. The only question left is, where will you go?